What the? There really is no hope left for Star Wars anymore, you know. There's, there's just none. There's literally no hope left for Star Wars anymore. We all knew it was gone, finished, completely done. There are people who have turned off from it completely. I am one of those people because it just don't make no sense anymore. Every time they announce anything, it's always some not. And then you see crap like this. You see crap like and you have to ask yourself, what purpose does this bring to anything? What exactly is doing this? Does anything for the story? Does it make it any better? Does it make it any more interesting? Does it add any kind of value whatsoever to the story? No. No, they just cannot stop themselves. And this is the nonsense that you get. It's from bonding into comics, people. Disney and Lucasfilm provide first official look at Star Wars' new transgender clone trooper. Because that's what you always want to see in a galaxy far, far away. Some man pretending to be a woman. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Roughly 2 years after the character was introduced to the galaxy far, far away, God have mercy, a newly released Star Wars encyclopedia has provided audiences with their first official look at the franchise's first ever transgender clone trooper. When they use the term audiences, that's a very, very, very limited audience. You know, them lucky if it have like 2% left, to be honest with you, because they're just dialing it straight into the freaking ground. Only people who are even sticking around are just people who want to watch how badly it's going to implode on itself. That's it. Making their canon debut over 2 years ago in author E.K. Johnston's 2022 prequel era YA novel Queen's Hope, very little background information has been provided about the clone trooper in question. Must be some YA novel, because that's what everything is becoming now. Born of a Camino cloning facility and named Sister by her fellow clone troopers, neither Johnston nor fellow Star Wars author Mike Chen, who penned the character's only other franchise appearance in his 2022 novel Brotherhood, have truly delved into the character's history, medical or otherwise. This is a Queen here. This is the cover of the book Queen's Hope. Truly, all that is known about Sister is that she served alongside Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Commander Cody in the Clone Wars, and that she once held some reservations about whether the Jedi would accept her transgender status. Now, I admit I am no Star Wars enthusiast who knows all the life forms, the aliens, the language, the everything about it. I am not, but I do not remember Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin and Commander Cody having any transgender trooper with them. I don't remember that. But then again, that doesn't mean much of anything anymore, because what they've done to this franchise now is beyond criminal. The Jedi are all about transcending things, Anakin tells her in Queen's Hope upon learning about her origin. I don't think we can complain if you've transcended gender. That's not at all what it is or what's happening. Let's stop here for a minute and just say something. Yeah? Exactly what is doing this adding to this story? I really need somebody to tell me that what is doing this adding to this story? In any way, shape, or form, is this making this story more interesting? Is it making it better? Is it making it anything at all? You see, these are the problems whenever it is you see they do these race swaps, these gender swaps, these sexuality swaps, these whatever the hell else you want to call it. It does absolutely nothing for the story. Nothing. It in no way, shape, or form makes the story or the characters any better at all. Hey, let's race swap this character. Is the character made better? Are the stories more interesting? No. What is their big thing? So people could see themselves, because apparently we are all such narcissists that we need to see ourselves represented on TV, and that makes it better. This is why everything fails nowadays. This is why comic books are a mess. This is why movies are a mess. This is why TV series are a mess. Because you all have forgotten a very fundamental part of storytelling. The fact that the stories are supposed to inspire and make people want to get lost in them. People's lives are not perfect. They don't want to see that on the screen represented. If your life is shitty, why would you want to come home, sit in front of your TV and watch your shitty life play out there? No. The point of watching these fantasy things are to inspire you to say, hey, you know what? Listen to those lessons, listen to those things, and say, you know, I could make my life better. I can get up and do things. Why do you think people like Naruto? Why? Yes, it's a ninja and jutsu, I think it has any other, but you got a character in there who literally started off with nothing, basically, you could say. If you get rid of the whole, nine-tailed fox, sort of the fourth Hokage and reincarnated chakra Jesus, if you want to put it that way. But I'm just saying, he started off with nothing, hated by everybody, overcame that, and worked his way, worked his ass off, and climbed up to get something. That's inspiring. Do you want to just sit down and watch something about Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away, the Jedi, the clone troopers, and you getting this story pushed into your face about some transgender clone trooper who want to find themselves and must be, and you're like, what does this do to the story? I mean, what exactly are you going to do next? Clone troopers in wheelchairs? Because they need to be represented too. How is that going to work? This is war. This is the kind of nonsense I keep talking about, and this is what does get people, this is why people turning out from these things. These changes, these things you keep adding in, these writers who want to put their fetishes on display in everything that they do, it adds absolutely nothing to these stories. Nothing. I'm reading this here and I'm sitting wondering to myself, what in God's name is the point at this? Because it adds nothing to this thing at all. God, let me just finish this here because it's really ridiculous. To this end, not only does Sister currently have little more character than any of the millions of other clone troopers seen throughout the series, but it's also currently unclear how she came into her transgender identity. To play devil's advocate, it seems like the eventual canon explanation would have to be based in a hiccup with the communion cloning process, and otherwise it would imply that being transgender is simply a social choice that would open up an entire kind of counter discourse that is unlikely Johnston would have considered. You see, this is the thing about it. Don't get me wrong. There have been, because if you look at Bad Batch, for instance, right? The girl who was with them, that's their sister, because she was cloned from the same bounty hunter, Jango Fett. But they spliced that gene in that gening process to make her female. So she is a female true and true. She's their sister. Okay, we understand that. Doesn't necessarily make the story any better, in my opinion, but that could make a little bit more sense. This, you're trying to push some kind of gender identity crap that nobody asked for, and I keep asking them, how does this make anything any better? No. It's another bland character, but all you want to do is slap something on it, and believe me, it gets worse. Upon her introduction within the pages of Johnston's novel, very little visual information was provided about the sister's physical appearance, and the only confirmed information being that she shared the same base attributes as her father, Django Fat. Well, yeah, because it's basically just that dude dressing up, what the fuck? To rectify the limitations of her medium, Johnson would commission artist Ozuri Art to provide an unofficial character portrait for Sister, therein depicting the clone troopers also having long brains, listen to this pattern, and wearing a custom battle armor adorned in the colors of the transgender pride flag. Battle armor adorned in the colors of the transgender pride flag. I wonder who the enemy is going to target first. I really wonder. I really wonder who they're going to target first. This unofficial appearance would later be canonized by Chenin Brotherhood. So, yeah, this is Sister here. Like, this is Sister with the braids, the man face, and the literal pride armor. Because this makes some kind of sense to somebody in their sick mind who want to write their fetish into this book and figure let's make this canon for Star Wars. How is this making the series any better? I don't know, but for some reason they think it does. However, while this art of Sister simply existed as a personal piece of fan art, it was officially adopted as her official appearance in the newly released Star Wars The Secret of the Clone Troopers. As illustrated, encyclopedia intended for kids, written from the perspective of Bad Batch's Captain Rex, per noted Star Wars New Oriented Twitter account. The guidebook officially canonizes Sister's above appearance, transgender, colored armor, and all. When one of our kind expressed her gender identity, Jesus Christ, differently than her fellow troopers, she felt that she'd have to hide who she truly was inside. This is what Rex said. Fortunately, her brothers in the 7th Sky Corps gave her the name Sister as a constant reminder that she belonged. Again, this whole thing makes no sense. None. It makes no sense. Again, like I said, when you go back to Bad Batch, the fact that there is actually a girl there, and that's the sister, actually makes because that girl was actually created to be female, so that works. This is just a dude who decided that, want to dress up with that. I mean, there have been clones who abandoned the war and run off. That makes sense. But this, how is this making the story any better? I keep asking, and I cannot get the answer because it doesn't make the story any better. They talk about how it's going to be coming out whenever and all of this nonsense. This whole thing is an absolute nonsensical joke, and it's why I keep saying that Star Wars is just done, because there is nothing, and I mean nothing, to hold this franchise together anymore if this is the kind of nonsense that you're putting out there. How exactly is going out there and saying that this sister now could show that she belongs out that thing make any kind of, how does it make the story any better? It doesn't. But you all just so desperately want a virtue signal to everything. This is what you run in and do. This is why people walk away from Star Wars and have no intention of coming back, and I don't blame them. This is absolutely ridiculous, and as far as I'm concerned, never should have even wasted their time to even do this. What? This is not going to be, this is not the first time there's not something stupid, it's not going to be the last time there's something stupid. This is what Star Wars has become. And sorry to say, people, it looked like the Sith won in the end. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like, give it a hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.